We're recording and we're live. Good morning, good evening, everybody. Just dropping
Morning,
a emoji.
everyone.
Just let me know that you can hear us and that you can see us and everything's good in the crypto world. Here we are.
Finally, it's looking a little less shit in the crypto world, isn't it?
Yeah, just a morsel of
Oh, I,
hope.
I can't say it's great yet, but it's certainly showing signs.
Oh yeah, those first kind of blue skies of spring are coming in. Wow, we have
Uh,
got a house
and
today.
I think it's a learning experience that the moment when things seemed the most shit, like the absolute peak of shitness, I should never have done this. Fuck, this was a terrible mistake. I fucking hate this thing. That's the time. That's the time.
Yeah.
And also the opposite is true. Fuck yeah, we're gonna get oh.
We can't lose. Yeah, that fear and greed, and it gets everybody. I'm certainly not
Oh, dude,
immune from any of
it
that.
got me too. I'm sitting there. I've got in the wall on my office. I have I have a piece of paper that says if it's good enough to screenshot, it's good enough to take profits. And I got a screenshot. I saw a screenshot of my Retardio balance at 500K USD, and I took 100 grand profit, thinking, "Oh wow, that's really smart." But in reality, that was the exact top. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Well, I could keep spinning dits with you, mate, but we are packed to the rafters, and I think we are
All
ready
right.
to go.
Okay, so let me share my screen and here we go. Can everyone see this?
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, it's a story as old as time. I mean, the exact moment you start thinking, I was right not to buy, fuck buying this shit, it's gone again. And it happens every time in crypto. What we've had now is that this is a weekly chart of Bitcoin, and it felt so bad a couple of weeks ago, and now it's erased 3 months worth of losses. We're back up to late November prices. It looks like a dead set certainty to make new highs soon, and it's a textbook uptrend. Nothing has changed. And it's the oldest story in crypto is they hated it at 73K, but they fucking love it at 93. And the market looks great again, finally, but that's not why we're here today. I've got a really ambitious plan to make us all rich, and that's rich without you having to kick in a cent. So pay attention. This is a 4-stage plan. Stage one is we're going to launch our fund on the Hyperliquid blockchain, on the Hyperliquid exchange, with high frequency trading execution, which is something that we've never been good enough to do before. I'll explain in a little while how we've been able to add that to our system. We're going to do exactly what Hyperliquid did, which is before they release their coin, have a points system. And we're going to give points to existing customers, all of you guys, and extra points to those who transfer their balances to the Hype EVM. So, for example, if you're on Binance, you're going to get a certain amount of points just for being our customer, and you get extra points for transferring your balance to the new Hyperliquid blockchain. We convert those points into trend tokens, which are unlocked. You can sell them immediately on what's called TGE, and TGE is the token generation event. When is the token generation event? This is kind of like we got to pick our time. So if we launched our token generation event 3 weeks ago while the market was crashing, it would have been a massive failure. Like Bera, for example, launched their token generation event into one of those crashes, complete fail. We've got to find a time when the market is pumping. So that's what we're going to do. You're all going to keep accruing points. And then when the market is pumping and it looks like a good time to bring other people on, that's when we hit the button on it. I think we're probably going to have some kind of community vote on that. So you guys will get a say on it. Now, the next and final stage is that we're going to add additional types of funds. So we've got a trend fund. We might have a carry only fund. We might have a Bitcoin plus trend fund. We might have a straight high frequency trading fund with low capacity. We can onboard other quant, and then we can onboard other quant funds using our technology. So using our high frequency trading execution and their signals. So what we're trying to do in stage 4 is effectively become the pump fund of quant finance. So if you've got a quantitative fund, an algorithmic trading firm, and you want to bring it on chain, instead of spending 5 years and a couple of $1 million doing all the development and then probably failing, you can onboard with a proven technology stack that's already working and pay us a small amount of money. And that money they'll have to pay us in our trend token, which will be buying pressure on our trend token, which all of you are going to get, which is going to make number go up. Now, the most successful projects of this cycle, they didn't start with a token. So the most successful project of this cycle by far is the Hyperliquid exchange. It's a no KYC, so you don't have to fill out email forms or show them ID. It's a DeFi exchange that's better than Binance. It's much better than Binance. It's got no hassles. It's got no stupid rules. It doesn't make you fill out those fucking dumbass, oh, we just emailed you a code, go read that code and go to your authenticator app and do this stupid thing, and you want to withdraw and you've got to do this stupid thing and fill out these stupid forms, blah, blah, blah. It's got none of that. The second most successful project of this cycle is Pump Fund, which made $1 billion, allowing anyone to launch a meme coin with a few clicks. So Trend Protocol, what we're building, it's the pump fund of hedge funds, and it's on the Hyperliquid blockchain. Now, the advantage of the Hyperliquid blockchain is it's a layer 1 blockchain similar to Solana but it's extremely fast, like 20 times faster than Solana, which is already very fast. It's fast enough to do order books, and it's got order book primitives. So all the types of orders that you need to do for trading, like limit orders, TWAP orders, take profit orders, stop loss orders, they're all built into the blockchain rules. So it becomes very easy to build something like like what we're doing. Now, we're going to be diving in detail to all of these today. So pay attention, and I'm going to show you how to maximize your returns, and I'm going to flesh out the plan, and I'm going to open it up for questions. And if any of you got any good ideas, fuck yeah, I'm all about them. Hyperliquid is taking market share off the centralized exchanges. You can see that this is the volumes, Hyperliquid versus all of the centralized exchanges put together. That's Binance, Bybit, BitGet, all the rest of them. You can see that it's generally taking market share off them, especially recently. 9.1% of Binance volumes, 20% of Bybit, 17% of OKX. It's a pretty serious competitor. And in terms of open interest on the perpetuals, you can see that's just growing. And it's growing for one reason. It's a really, really good product. It's excellent to use. Doesn't have any of the bullshit that every one of us have experienced, any of the stupid rules, any of the nonsense that we get from centralized exchanges. And you don't have the risk that you get in centralized exchanges of someone pulling an FTX, where they shut down the exchange and steal all your money. So the big advantage of DeFi is no rug pulls anymore. And so their secret is a great product that people love. I love it. I use it. That solves a real problem, and it generates cash flow. Hyperliquid is wildly profitable. It's as profitable as, it makes as much money as Solana, but it's a tenth the size. So our existing product, FinRev, it solves a huge problem for crypto investors. Like, it doesn't go down 90% in bear markets. It's got high returns without the high drawdowns. So our trend coin, which is what we're releasing, it solves a huge problem for investors. And the big problem with altcoins, and I'm talking about shitcoins in general here, is most of them will pay you some kind of yield to hold them, but they want to pay you in their own coin. You know, Arbitrum wants to pay you in Arbitrum to hold it. There's a lot of these GameFi tokens which will pay you, but they pay you in their own token. No one really wants to be paid in magic beans. And what happens when you get paid, when you get an altcoin paying out in altcoins, is the smart people immediately get the altcoins they've earned and sell them, which guarantees selling pressure. Selling pressure guarantees number go down. Number go down guarantees sad face investors. And sad face investors guarantees no momentum and no winning on the project for everyone. So all those type of projects do is they enrich the first guys, the founders, the early investors at the expense of everyone else. Shit. So our trend coin is trying to solve that problem. How do you have an altcoin with real cash flows accruing to owners, giving it a real valuation? So we do that by paying out 20% of the profits that we earn in US dollars to trend coin holders. So it's trend coin, but the earnings for trend coin are in USDC, which is a US audited and regulated stablecoin. Now, our eventual product in stage 4 solves a problem for hedge funds. And hedge funds are very interested in blockchain, but they don't like the counterparty risk. They don't understand it. It's an enormous technical product to bring their funds on chain. We're going to do that for them and make it very, very simple for an existing hedge fund to start an on-chain version of their hedge fund. Now, we don't have to worry about whether or not people will like our product because it's already successful. I mean, it's already successful beyond our wildest dreams, and most of you here use it after all. And you're probably here because you want to know about trend and how you can get a piece of this $100 million pie, and it's potentially even 1 billion. We've got nobody's blinked so far at $100 million listing valuation. That's every one of the market makers and investors we've talked to. They're like $100 million listing valuation, cool. And we have a big airdrop announcement. And if you're new to crypto, an airdrop is free tokens that we give to existing users. And we've won. The Hyperliquid holds this ticker auction. Every 31 hours, they hold an auction. And when you win the auction, you get to choose a coin name and it gets listed on the Hyperliquid exchange when you want it. You get that coin listing has sold as high as $1.1 million. The average price has been $500,000. We caught it during the crash a couple of days ago, and we got it for $24,000, which is a huge win. I had $400,000 set aside and budgeted for it. We snaveled it. So happy days. So yes, this is actually happening. We've got Hyperliquid listing guaranteed. We've got Bybit listing in the process. I don't think we'll be listing on Binance because they want egregious terms. We'll definitely be listing on Gate, definitely be listing on Git DeFi exchanges, and probably listing on MEXC as well. These are exciting times for us. So today's all about what's happening with the Trend token, how you can get your share airdrop to you. And there's some of you guys here, some of the OGs are going to be getting like $50,000, like no shit, $50,000 airdrops. And why just holding Trend will pay you in USDC when it launches. And this is why it's going to be $1 billion play, because it'll pay you for life. And it's why I'm engineering Trend from the ground up to be a number go up machine. What we don't want is a token that lists at $100 million and then just dies on the vine like we've seen some tokens do. We want a token that lists on $100 million at $100 million and just goes up substantially. And I've been speaking to the smartest people in the industry, and I've got a pretty fucking great plan. So mark my words, the launch of Trend is going to make some of our community members crypto millionaires. So pay attention, stick around to the end to learn how to be eligible for your Trend airdrop. And it's an airdrop. It means you get it for free. You don't have to pay for it. You're not chipping in anything. It's just what you get. So if you're new here, I'm Scott Phillips. This is my family. This is the Noosa River in the background, and I'm here right now at my beach house. You can see the Noosa River in the background, same place. It's my favorite place, actually. I've been a professional trader for 20 years. I started in TradFi doing traditional finance trend following. I trained under Ed Sekoda and Van Tharp, who are pretty legendary traders. I've been in crypto for a long time. I bought Bitcoin when it was $4.21, and for a heartbreaking story, I bought 1,000 Bitcoins at $4.21. They went to $32 and they went back down to 20, and I sold them at an average price of $21. So was I a good trader then? Absolutely not. Yeah, mistakes, I've made a few. But in the previous bull run, I turned a $40,000 account into $770,000. Then last year, I turned a 4-fund side account from 5K into 1.3 million. Should have taken more profits on Retardio. This screenshot haunts my dreams. I have a thing on my desk in my office that says, if it's good enough to screenshot, it's good enough to take profits. I took this screenshot and then took $100,000 worth of profits, because that's my rule, because I'd made $117,000 that day. I should have taken the lot, because it declined 90%. The most successful crypto launch of all time was the coin of Hyperliquid Exchange, and they didn't take any VC money. And this is key, because a typical crypto coin launch will have 40% going to VCs, 40% going to the team, and then all of those people will want to sell out to get their money back. So because Hyperliquid didn't take any VC money, there was plenty of spare money to share around, and they shared it really, really generously. Instead of keeping it for themselves, they gave it away. They gave me a lot. They had a killer app with product market fit, which actually made money, like our own FinRev. They built the product first, and they launched the coin at the perfect time when the market was pumping. They had a big vision. And the big vision they had was the highest performance blockchain built for finance, but with a killer app with product market fit. So I'm going to borrow their proven playbook and their technology. I'm using all of their technology to build this, and I'm going to make us all rich. Here's how. We're placing our FinRev systems on the Hype EVM blockchain, which is their new blockchain, as a vault. It's like a fund, but on-chain. We're going to use layer 0 token standard to make it purchasable on every chain without bridging. So you don't need to bridge to weird chains to get to it. You can buy it on a Solana wallet, an Ethereum wallet, Hyperliquid wallet, AVAX wallet, all the wallets you can buy it on. Now, instead of having thousands of accounts with high retail fees like we have right now, we have one account with tiny fees, because we're on the highest fee tiers. We're VIP. And we have a huge performance boost and an easier operational task. We don't have 2,000 accounts to manage. We have one account to manage. We have one account to keep eyes on. Much, much simpler. We have partnered, and by partnered, I mean we're taking a stake in their company. They're taking a 5% stake in our company, with a leading DeFi high-frequency trading firm called Dark Forest Technology. You wouldn't have heard of them, because most of the high-frequency trading firms are very, very secretive. But these are top guys. In most of the high-frequency trading speed races, they're second or third fastest. This gives us better execution than most market makers, and better execution translates directly into more profits for our systems and fewer drawdowns. So how does it work? Trend Token receives 20% of the profits of FinRev members in USDC. And because it's built into the smart contract, it's not like our CFO, Howard, has to sign off on something and send you all a check. It's all built into the smart contract. It's all public. It's all audible. It can't be cheated. These are our approximate tokenomics. Hyperliquid airdropped 31% to its users. We want to go one better and go 32%. So we're giving 32% of the $100 million valuation to our users. Most teams do 30 to 40% for the team. I personally, my retirement number is lower than what most people think. I'd rather have an increased probability of me getting to it, rather than try and have a low probability of me moonshotting to become a billionaire, which I don't want to become a billionaire. I want, low to medium 8 figures is like, I couldn't possibly spend it. So what's the point in having it? So we're keeping 10% for the team, and that's the lowest ever. And the team is going to be locked up while you guys get your coins. So we can't dump on you, but you can dump on us. We've got another 15% for the team, incentive-based. If our system performs as advertised, as in it makes money for members, and it keeps improving, and it keeps growing AUM. So this is an incentive for us to stick around and keep improving the system, not to just dump on the people who buy the coin and get the hell out of Dodge. So I'm intentionally building the tokenomics of this coin in a way that if I don't make you guys money, I'm going to get fucked. I'm going to get nothing out of it. I'm going to put in 5 years of work for nothing. We've got 5% set aside for market makers and exchange listings, which is on the high side, but we really want 4 or 5 different market makers competing with this. We don't want this to be a forgotten shitcoin. The market makers we've got listed so far are very good. We've got 20% as a foundation, which is a prudent reserve, emissions for expenses, future airdrops, and that will be managed via a DAO. A DAO is a distributed autonomous organization where the people who get airdropped the token, the people who own the token, get to vote on proposals exactly the same way as it does in Bitcoin. So there's no situation where I can say, I'm the CEO, I just want to award myself another 1 million coins. That's not how it works. We're doing real, transparent DeFi like DeFi should. We're doing DeFi like DeFi was meant to be. We're trying to have the fairest launch since Bitcoin. Now, we've got 17% set aside for post-token generation event sales to institutional investors. What we want is to make the number go up once we launch the coin. We don't want to launch the coin at $100 million, have it fall to 50 and then recover to 100. We want to launch it at 100 and have it go to 500 and then go to 1 billion and keep going. It's going to have hiccups on the way, but the way to do that is that we will say to institutional investors, if you buy on a TWAP, as in buy some every day for the next year in a smart contract, we will give you a discount if you lock those tokens up for a certain amount of time. So you lock those tokens up for a couple of years, you buy every day for the next year, you just deposit your money into a smart contract and it does the buying for you. And that's going to guarantee a certain amount of buying pressure on the coin so that the coin doesn't dump. I think this is a very, very key method of making it happen. So what's the difference between this and 1,000 other shitcoins? Well, they all want you to accept payouts in their own coin, in magic beans. But no one fucking wants magic beans. People want US dollars. So Trend is the first token to pay its owners in US dollars, C, which is the US regulated transparent reserves. We could have done USD Tether, but Tether has a regulatory risk. At some point, the US government might crack the shits with it. I don't think it's going to happen, but USDC is the safest of them. It has real world value. It has a real world income stream, and there's no KYC. So you're earning money and nobody knows about it. It's not tied to your name. So what percentage of your income streams aren't seizable by a court, aren't findable by a divorce lawyer, aren't findable by the tax man? You know, if you want to live the unbanked lifestyle where you just have DeFi income streams and live off them, have a credit card attached to a DeFi income stream that's not got nothing to do with your name, this is it. So the big question is, how will Trend Coin pay USDC to the holders of the token? Well, it's the same concept as a dividend-paying stock, except it's more profitable because it's crypto. If there's a business or technology that generates real revenue, and we're going to charge 20% of the profits that we generate, then that revenue can be paid to users. In other words, it doesn't pay you in magic beans, it pays you in cold, hard cash. And for the members who already know or use our automated trading tech, bear with me a moment for our newer members. So the good stuff on how you can get extra Trend tokens, even beyond what I've described, it's coming up soon. So the automated trading technology underlying Trend, at my company, our core offering is a trading software based on the tried and true algorithms used by billion-dollar Wall Street hedge funds, which we translated into our own fully automated crypto trading systems. We use the same system that Dunn Capital use, who've beaten the S&P for the past 50 years. We just took them all to crypto. So we took a proven thing that we knew was going to work, and we took and we knew it was going to work because it's been working since the 70s in crypto and still works. Or firms like Mulvaney, the guys I have my retirement accounts with, they made 2 million in 1 month for me last year. And thankfully, I pulled enough money out to pay for my house using the same algorithmic systems we use in crypto today. This algorithm is called time series momentum, aka it's trend following. It's been consistently profitable throughout the past 137 years. It's the most studied academic concept in finance. It's one of the most profitable methods of trading. It's how I've made every 90 cents out of every dollar I've ever made from the markets. So we've taken these same Wall Street algorithms, we've applied them to crypto, and as powerful as it was in crypto, it puts your in TradFi, in crypto, trend puts your returns on steroids. And so this is what our returns have looked like compared to a Bitcoin, Ethereum benchmark. So we've done about 93% per year on average. And our largest drawdown was actually 35%, not 33.01%. So, but Bitcoin and Ethereum have had 85% drawdowns. So we've been able to get 93% a year with a maximum 35% drawdown. And it's been a 4,815% cumulative return since 2019. But that's a little bit of theater. The real number is the annual compounding growth rate. So it's equivalent to doubling your portfolio with compounding every year. So it would have turned a $10,000 starting investment into $481,500 today. The way we execute it in the crypto markets, it beats the returns of Bitcoin, Ethereum. It beats even the best tech stocks like NVIDIA. When you let FinRev use compounding to build your wealth, compounding starts slow and grows over time. So if you're talking about 100% per year, starting with 10K, by year 5, it's 380K. But you're kind of within sight of year 10. Like you've already done 5, you can see yourself doing 10, and then it really gets crazy. And the big returns from year 7, you go from 1.6 million to 3.3 to 6.9 to 14.4. It really happens at the end of the curve. That's what compounding is. You know, Warren Buffett earned 90% of every dollar that he ever earned after he was 80 years old. So in 5 years, you've turned your 10K into nearly 400K, but just around the corner is your $1 million retirement. And that's what we're going for. And this is fully automated. You're not trading any coins. FinRev does the trading for you. You can't get these sort of consistent returns anywhere else. But the returns you get from trend following have always been off limits to regular people. Like I've got some money with Mulvaney. I've got 150 grand minimum with them. To get the Wall Street guys to execute trend following algorithms for you in the market. Some of the firms, AQR has a $1 million minimum, Man AHL has a $5 million minimum, Gresham, who's my next allocation, is a $5 million minimum, but not anymore. So we've democratized trend following. We've released it through our software. You can get insane returns like these, but you can get it with very small accounts. It's, you know, an account as low as $2,000 has a very efficient portfolio doing it this way. So how did we achieve such insane returns during both bull and bear markets? I did it by hiring the guys who did the same thing for these hedge funds. We applied it to crypto, which works even better. We've got a team of 40 people, more than 40 people, working their asses off day in, day out to achieve this. We've got world-class developers. We've got incredible high-frequency traders. We've got our lead quant, James Hodges, who's physics PhD, ex BlackRock quant. It's really high caliber guys. I'm, I think, the 6th smartest guy in the company now. Like I'm nowhere near the smartest guy in our company, and that's good. And together we've built an automated trading software based on these tried and true Wall Street algorithms. It's called FinRev. And it's important that you understand that it actually generates revenue because the way we execute trend following, it works profitably in the crypto markets. And it isn't just theory. Our systems are working even as we speak, making money for our members in real time. Now, this didn't exist until now because nobody's been able to successfully automate trend following algorithms in the crypto markets, but we're the only ones to do it so far. Our track record speaks for itself. The profitability of FinRev is how Trendcoin is going to pay out USDC to owners. The Trend token sits on top of FinRev, shares out a piece of the profits from the trading it executes in USDC. So Trend Token gets 20% of the profits of our members. It's like a dividend. It's paid in USDC. The more Trend tokens you hold, the bigger your share. It creates a value accruing flywheel effect for the token, which makes the number go up mechanically because it becomes more valuable over time. As the fund earns more money for its members, the fund grows. As the fund grows, it earns more money for Trend. As it earns more money for Trend, more people buy Trend. That as the number goes up, the fund grows, and so on and so on. It's a flywheel. It's how we're going to launch at $100 million valuation, and how we're going to grow Trend into a $1 billion token. Now, more users will stake the Trend token, and stake means lock it up and promise not to sell it. You don't have to do that, but you get a slightly bigger allocation of the USDC dividends. What this does is when people agree to lock up their tokens and not sell them for a time, it constrains the supply side of the token, which creates scarcity, which makes the token go up in price. And this is only possible because Trend sits on top of FinRev technology, and it can pay USDC out of revenues generated. In short, Trend is the first ever crypto token that won't pay out in magic beans, pays in cold, hard USDC. Makes it an extremely desirable token to purchase. Why hasn't anyone else done this? I'm sure you're going to ask, why isn't anyone else going to do this? Gary Gensler and the SEC, up until November last year, this was all go to jail stuff. This was all highly, highly illegal security. You're launching an unregulated security and you're going to jail. The Trump administration has re-released new guidelines on this, and not only are they not prosecuting anyone for crypto SEC violations, but they've come out with guidance that says that this is legal, which I just can't fucking believe how quickly we've gone from you can't do that to, yeah, do whatever you want in crypto. We're the crypto country. So whatever you think about Donald Trump, and I think some things about him, we couldn't do it without him. So it's the right time. It's desirable to hold because you get a rebate on trading fees for holding Trend. So if you're paying 20% of the profits to us, to Trend holders, you might pay 15% if you hold a certain amount of Trend tokens. So that means that people have a reason to buy Trend tokens. This is stolen off the BNB coin playbook, which is the Binance coin, and they've made their number go up. It's one of the most successful coin launches ever. It's like a 5,000x simply by giving people a discount on fees if they own BNB. And we're building out our partnerships with the biggest crypto exchanges, market makers, and firms to use all the tricks in the book to ensure a smooth, high valuation listing. All of this value gets accrued straight into the coin, which you can get your share of Trend airdrop today. So some extra updates. We gave away 5% of the company to Dark Forest Research to take over our execution. This is honestly the weakest part of our FinRev system currently. Is our execution is once a day. Once we move to high frequency trading execution, everything works a lot better. We've organized 4 market makers and exchange listings. We're getting Trend token listed on the big exchanges. This is the key to a $1 billion market cap. You can't have it listed on Mickey Mouse, 4th tier, Trade Ogre, bullshit exchanges that are filled with wash trading. It has to be listed on the Bybits, the Gates, the KuCoins. It has to be listed on, and our big thing is we're guaranteed a listing on Hyperliquid and now Bybit. Those are the 2 biggest. I've also hired smart contract developers and auditors. One of them's coming over in 2.5 hours, and we're going to ink the deal. So that we've got this happening fast. We're throwing money and we're throwing people at it. So it's not going to be something that's like all promises that we deliver in 2 years. We got to get this done. We have to get it done fast. And so I'm throwing money at it. I'm also working with the leading tokenomics experts to ensure the Trend token captures value into the dollar value of the coin. So a lot of people do tricks with tokenomics that don't work unless the token has actual value, unless the product has an income stream. So our product has an income stream. It's inherently valuable. It's inherently a good thing. So it's worthwhile for us to spend some time on the tokenomics. So what part do you pay on this? Well, you don't have to do anything, but there's some things you can do to get extra money. And every one of you that have spent money with my company over the past few years, I didn't take any investment money. I took your money. So I owe you. Like from my heart, I owe you guys. You helped me bootstrap FinRev to where it is today. And so here's how I pay you back. For both new members who join us today and existing FinRev members. Every single dollar you spend on FinRev, I'm going to give you all your money back in Trend token as a gift. And that's just the start. So if you gave me $3,000 for FinRev way back in the day, I'm going to give you $3,000 worth of tokens, but there's more. We're aiming for $100 million valuation on launch. We have a very good chance of this happening. Yeah, some have talked even higher, but I think $100 million launch makes it attractive enough that it doesn't look like we're extracting value on day one. So for example, if you paid 9,500 for FinRev Platinum, when we launch our token, I'm going to airdrop 9,500 worth of Trend straight into your wallet. And until then, you get 9,500 points. If you paid 6,500 for FinRev Gold, I'm going to airdrop 6,500 worth of Trend to you. Why? Because you trusted me to help you build wealth and you signed up for FinRev. Like you trusted me. And, you know, there's a lot of people who say one thing and then do another when it comes to money. And I'm just not one of them. So because of your help, it means I never had to take a dollar from VCs or investors. So I'm not beholden to any exit liquidity suit vest wearing Patagonia assholes whose sole priority is getting the number to a point where they can dump their Trend on you. We bootstrap this whole thing with your help because this entire token is designed to accrue value. In other words, the tokenomics are designed to make the number go up. If you hold on to your airdrop, if you have some conviction, whether that's 9,500 or 6,500 worth of Trend tokens, you not only get paid USDC for your share of the tokens, but that valuation could easily become 10x that number as we grow Trend to $1 billion market cap and as we get crypto bull market. Now, there's more. You can get extra points for switching your capital to the hyperliquid EVM vault. So you paid us 3,000, 6,000, 9,500, whatever you paid us. The price has gone up over time as the system's gotten better and more proven. You get extra points for switching your capital to the hyperliquid EVM vault. So what that means, if it's on BitGet, like Ian's is, you get extra points for switching it over to the hyperliquid. You get extra points for referring friends. If you're on the leaderboard of referrers, you get a point multiplier. So you don't just get extra points, you get your existing points multiplied. That can be an awfully big deal. You get extra points for allocating more capital. You get extra points if you've been involved for a long time. Now, I can't tell you the formulas for this because people will game them, but this is the broad strokes. And it's not quite finalized yet. We're taking feedback from people now, and we're running some simulations and blah, blah, blah. So we're talking about $50,000 to $100,000 airdrops here for the top people. And it's yours for free. We're giving away $32 million total in airdrops. And it's all going to be to users. 32 million is going to be given away. And it's just for using FinRev to grow your wealth. So what about our members who haven't signed up for FinRev yet? So the good news for you is if you book a call and sign up for FinRev before the 2nd of May, which is next Friday, our back-end system will tag your account and you'll be reserved to get an extra 500 in Trend token when we launch. So not only do you get a one-to-one airdrop of Trend token for whatever you paid for FinRev, you get an extra $500 worth of Trend on top of this if you sign up before the 2nd of May. And yes, you can pay in crypto. But what about existing FinRev users? I've absolutely got you. You get airdropped extra Trend based on how long you've supported us, other loyalty, user statistics. I'll be going into more of that over the coming weeks. So nobody's missing out. Everyone's getting paid. There's a giant pot of money. You guys, between you, are getting 3 times, more than 3 times, what my entire team, our whole company, everyone who owns, my company is owned by our staff, but you guys are getting 3 times what we are, and our coins are locked up for years and years and years. So we can't sell, but you can sell on day one if you want. So that and all of this is provable on DeFi. You can see it on smart contracts. This is real DeFi, guys. This is like proper distributed finance where you don't have to trust me, and you shouldn't trust me. You can see it all in black and white, and I can't dump on you. Caroline can't dump on you. Ian can't dump on you. Our CFO can't dump on you. No one's getting to dump on anyone until you guys have had a wealth creation event. So nobody's missing out. And as long as you make sure you're a FinRev Gold or Platinum user before the 2nd of May, pro tip, the sooner you sign up, the older your account age and the more trend we'll give you. My goal for you here is the ability to do whatever you want, wherever you want, with whoever you want, for as long as you want. And money is just a tool to buy time and freedom. Compounding does the real work. Trend and FinRev is the vehicle to get you to financial freedom. And for those of you who don't know me, my words alone aren't enough to thank you for supporting my quest to be the best in the world. And we've got a world-class, like when I started, I wasn't actually as good as I thought I was. I wasn't a world-class trader. Now I'm a noted in the trend following institutional world. I'm a noted expert in the trend following world. And it's the honor of my life to grind like an animal every day for this community. I'm leading us all to generational wealth in one fucking go. So here's the deal. We got 2 tiers of FinRev available for you today. FinRev Gold is just trend following. It's 6,500 for 3 years of fully automated trend following trading. What happens after the 3 years expire? You pay 20% of the profits that we earn together. FinRev Platinum is 9,500 for 3 years of fully automated trading. And this has got all of our systems, including future upgrades. So it's not just trend, it's trend plus cross-sectional momentum plus cross-sectional carry. So we have 3 years of automated algorithmic trading with FinRev. This is your 6,500 for 3 years. You get a 1-to-1 trend airdrop. Sign up before the 2nd of May to get an extra $500 airdrop, which is a total of $7,000. You get VIP onboarding with one of our expert crypto trader coaches, comprehensive stats and monitoring. You can delay, starting, or pause at any time. Got a double your money guarantee. If you aren't in profit after your first 12 months using the system, we'll let you use it for free until you've doubled your money. Now, I want you to, if this sounds like the deal for you, go to finrev.trade/call right now. Now, FinRev Platinum is 9,500 for 3 years. It's 3 years of automated algorithmic trading. It's a more sophisticated system, which is smoother and higher returns. But if your risk tolerance is high, you may actually prefer FinRev Gold over FinRev Platinum. I personally, because I've done so much trend following over my life, I don't mind. The returns are quite rough and bouncy. I don't mind that. Okay, so you get 3 years of automated algorithmic trading with FinRev. What happens after the 5 years? You don't have to pay any more money. You just pay 20% of the profits we make together into the trend coin holders. So you'll be paying your money back to yourself if you're a trend coin holder. You get VIP onboarding with one of our expert crypto trade coaches. You get a 1-to-1 trend airdrop. If you sign up before the 2nd of May, you get an extra $500. So that's a $10,000 airdrop. And pro tip, this airdrop could easily end up being worth 10 times when we grow our market cap to 1 billion. Meaning the $500 extra you get for signing up before the 2nd of May has a good chance of being worth $5,000. Now, I'd talk a little bit about, at the end of this call, about what's the smart way to handle an airdrop. And the smart way to handle an airdrop is not to assume you know the future. The smart way is to sell a little bit at various points. So you want to sell some after a month. You want to sell a little bit more after another couple of months. You want to sell a little bit more after a couple of months. And then you want to keep some in case I'm actually right. You don't want to bet everything on me being right. I have to bet everything on me being right because my coins are locked up for years and years and years. So I can't sell. So I have to be right to make money. But you guys don't. So the smart thing to do is to take profits along the way. FinRev Platinum is designed to generate higher returns than FinRev Gold. It targets 243% a year, but that's at a volatility rate that I don't think most of you would be able to stand. I don't think that most of you would be able to stand regular 35% drawdowns. I think everyone who says that, I would be comfortable. You get to choose your own volatility target. I would be more comfortable with you targeting 200% per year. FinRev Platinum uses more than just trend following. It blends cross-sectional carry, cross-sectional momentum. It finds more profitable trades, which is why it has higher returns. You can book it on this. If you don't know the difference between the two, our onboarding team knows. So finrev.trade/call, our onboarding team will show it. The big difference with FinRev Platinum is with FinRev Gold, you get just one account, but you get 3 accounts with FinRev Platinum. So you can have one safe account, but you have 2 separate accounts. One you could set up for your children, so you can so you can grow it for a college fund, or you could have a third account set at a DGen account. And while I don't necessarily recommend it, I do it. Sometimes you can get insane returns running FinRev at a very, very high volatility. FinRev.trade/call. Our CTO put one of his side FinRev Platinum accounts in maximum volatility. Actually, let me stop the share and let me bring it up. I'll show you what it's doing now so you can get an idea. Give me a second here. All right. Let me share it back. So you can see that he started off with $245 back in 2023. Oh, he started off with $209 in March 2023. This is at 100 vol, by the way. And he didn't do nothing for years. And then in October, it started to do something. By November, it was $600. By November 15, it was 2,600. By November 20, it was 4,000, 5,000. By January 5th, 2024, it was 8,000. Then he pulled back to what, 7,008. And then he grew it to 17,000, had a 1-day drawdown to 12,000. You can see this is a totally insane wild ride. Then he grew his $200 to $20,000. And then he spent a year in the wilderness, went down as low as from 20,200 to a bottom of 8,800, as high as $30,000. So he turned $200 into 30,000. In a couple of months later, he was back down to 12,000, up to 15,000. Where is he today? He's at 15,000. So this is completely fucking nuts. Like, this is absolutely not what you should do. But that being said, like I don't know, if you're doing it with a small amount of money, so basically it turns FinRev results into something that looks like an altcoin chart. It looks, if you wanted to do that with a small percentage of your money, yeah, I would back you in doing that. So FinRev Platinum is grandfathered into new systems, and we have 6 more on the drawing board for no extra charge. You can delay starting or pause at any time. You've got both trend and cross-sectional carry system combined for smoother and faster returns. We've got your double your money guarantee. If you aren't in profit after your first 12 months, we let you use the system for free until you've doubled your money. That's finrev.trade/call. And on security, FinRev can never withdraw your funds. So it connects to your crypto exchange of choice through a secure API code. That means no one, not me, not any of my employees, not anyone involved in our company has access to your funds. We can trade your funds, but only you have access to withdraw. So what are you really getting today? You're getting access to the rapid wealth building engine that fully automates massive returns with crypto during bull and bear markets. It's generated a 4,815% cumulative return since inception. It's beaten Bitcoin, it's beaten Ethereum, it's beaten Nvidia, it's beaten the best. So when you join either gold or platinum today, and don't rule out gold, guys. Gold is lumpy and bumpy, but like you saw what it did with Timon's account, like if you can, if you've got some testicular fortitude, if you've got some nuts in you, if you're not after a smooth ride, you're after a final result. FinRev Gold is arguably, I personally like it. I'm a FinRev Gold guy. It's going to build a path to financial freedom for you on autopilot. Thanks to the profitable trading algorithms it's built on, that means $1 million retirement is realistic for anyone who sticks with it for the long haul. Whatever you pay for FinRev today will help our company continue to bootstrap without outside investors. And that is how I airdrop the same amount you paid today when we launched the Trend coin. You help me, I help you. If you join before the 2nd of May, you get an extra $500 Trend as a fast action bonus on top of what you've already paid. So if you join FinRev Platinum for $9,500 today, you'll get $10,000 worth of Trend airdrop to you when you launch. In other words, by joining FinRev Gold or Platinum today, you not only start doubling your money every year with FinRev, you'll also get back whatever you paid today in Trend tokens, which then pay you out again in USDC out of the profits FinRev generates just for holding the Trend coin. It's the best deal I've ever offered, and I don't think anything is ever going to top this. I think this is the one, guys. So if you're new, book a call now. Join FinRev Gold or Platinum before the 2nd of May. If you're an existing member, just pay attention to all the updates. I'll be holding some workshops as we get closer to it, showing you how to maximize your airdrops. If you're an existing FinRev customer, I just want to thank you, and hopefully you're as excited as I am. If you're an existing FinRev Gold member, feel free to upgrade to Platinum today. You only need to pay the difference. You don't have to do that. It makes it smoother, is what I would say. It definitely makes it smoother. It makes it easier to live with. And ultimately, becoming a member of FinRev Gold or Platinum is the only way you can get eligible for the Trend airdrop. So we got $31 million to give away to customers. The only way to get it is to be a customer. You can't do like some of that fake Sybil airdrop farming bullshit where you open up 100 wallets and do 100 things. Like, that don't work with us. I'm not going to let us get scammed that way. It's all I want to do is give money back to the real users of this system. And it's a thank you. So thank you. Like, I owe you guys. All right. I am going to hand it back to Ian, and we're going to take.
All right. That was absolutely amazing. So we've got some real clarity on a couple of things that you've said. You spend 9,500 on FinRev, you get a 500 bonus. I'm giving you 10,000 back in Trend. It's all crystal clear. For all the other little tentacles, it's not finalized. So a lot of the questions, and quite rightly so, do I qualify? So I think the big message is that everything to do with the move and the tokens will be communicated by the team. Nobody's going to lose here. This is the thing. Everybody's in. Scott is taking care of all of you. When more things are finalized and then the product delivery team's got them, then all the FinRev members will back me up in the chat. We will communicate this via email, via the groups. We will have coaches made available for you. Everything will be laid out for you, so it will all be nice and easy. And these airdrops, they really are simple. I expect most people have been involved in some kind of airdrop before. You might have heard the word take a snapshot. That's what they tended to do in like Discords and stuff. But all that tech is going to be done, and it's going to be easy. And there's things that Scott's mentioned about the bonus points that they've kind of worked out for the moment. Like, I've got accounts, I think mostly on BitGet. I've got a DYDX account as well. So I'll move across to Hyperliquid. If you move across to Hyperliquid, you get bonus points. Obviously, I'm on the team. My thing's different. I'm locked down. We've got to get you absolutely winning. So I think that's the biggest message that I took from looking at the questions, because quite rightly so, people are excited, do I qualify for this? Do I qualify for that? We're still working out all of those details. I think that's the main thing. Okay. Now, for anybody that's got a specific FinRev question or a specific Vault question, You want to start in the group and you want to start with support as well. Okay. So let me just go there. So James asked a good question, and this was mentioned. I think it's about the bonus points will be given, I think, the more that you invest in FinRev. But again, I don't think this is fully worked out yet. I think this is something that when we have these categorical details, we'll be able to say to you, and we'll have the technology that will just, give it straight to your account. So the hyperliquid connection is not yet ready. So that's just something else to stress. And when it is ready,
I got an update on that.
go on.
Timon just messaged me this morning asking for me to stick $5,000 in a hyperliquid wallet so he can start testing it. So he's in the testing stage.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, I think something else that it didn't slip under the radar, but there was so many exciting things today, is that when FinRev goes on to Hyperliquid, it's going on there with high frequency trading, which, being a dumbass, I could only say, well, I think that's going to really make things even better, because we'll be able to take multiple trades without getting eviscerated by fees. So that's super exciting as well. Okay. Aussie Mike, sorry that I couldn't keep up with the typing speed with all the questions that were coming in. If you wanted to repeat your question, then I'll read it out specifically for Scott. But there's just too many questions. I can type pretty quick, but I can't keep up with 700 people. Okay. So 100x members are not qualified. Like if you're just a 100x member, then I would say chances are you're not going to get an airdrop, because airdrop is for FinRev. There's a lot of people that buy FinRev and then go into kind of 100x. Okay. So there's a good question here. Can you tell us some? I know the answer to this one. Can you tell us some DeFi wallets with a credit card you know of that we can use to receive the airdrop? So when you receive the airdrop, you're going to receive it, unless I'm wrong, Scott, in Hyperliquid. It will be in your Hyperliquid balance, or it'll be in your MetaMask wallet. I mean, I don't know the technology here, but you don't need a separate credit card to receive it.
The technology is called an EVM wallet. And what EVM means is Ethereum virtual machine. So it means any wallet that works within that. So there's a number of them, which is some of the ones that I use are MetaMask, I shouldn't have made a thumbs up just yet. MetaMask, Rabby.io, and I also use a hardware wallet called Ledger. All of those are compatible, and there's a bunch of others as well.
Nice.
Yes, Vince, if you move your funds from Bybit to Hyperliquid, is there a bonus? Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Absolutely brilliant. So I think one thing that's worth recapping is that FinRev is a long-term investment, and it's easy to get caught up in the short-term sentiment. Hey, I just joined, the market tanked, and I haven't made 10,000x profit. Like, it's a longer-term system, and so this near side noise
on a day-to-day basis, trend following is a hateful strategy to experience. So on a day-to-day basis, you look at it every day and you go, oh, when it makes money, it's like, oh, but I would have made more if I was just on whatever. I see this coin went up 50% today. Why wasn't I on that coin? Well, no one can pick those coins successfully. And it spends long periods going sideways where you look at it and you go, well, will you fucking do something? Fuck, this is so boring. It sucks all the fun out of crypto investing. Honestly, the downside of our system, and I'm being brutally honest here, is it sucks to do. Not the way it makes good money, but the feeling of how it feels when it wins, it doesn't feel like you can take credit for it. There's no thrill of victory. There's no agony of defeat. You're not in the arena trying things. It's really emotionally, it's a really suboptimal experience. It kind of like 5 years later, if you were to, you know, who doesn't say emotionally it sucks is the truth. Financially, it's good. Emotionally, it sucks.
To steal your phrase, Scott, it's a horror movie with a happy ending.
Well, that's exactly right. You can either get paid for being really smart, or you can get paid for doing technically difficult things like high frequency trading or market making or stat arb things, or you can get paid for emotionally difficult things like trend following. Like it's emotionally difficult. Automating it takes a lot of the emotional difficulty away, but it's still left with this vague aftertaste of like, you know,
Yeah,
it's like taking medicine. You know it makes you well, but it just doesn't make it taste good.
exactly. Um,
Yeah, we haven't decided on AWC eligibility yet. I'd like to include something for you guys. So there um I can't just randomly commit to things on a Zoom call, but definitely that's going on my list. I mean, you guys support us more than anything, so there ought to be. You deserve it. So
nice. Hey, Tina. So CSI members got the most ridiculously, unbelievably good deal. If you think back to what was offered to the CSI members, nobody has ever come anywhere near having a deal like the CSI members got. So again, it's up to Scott and what they figure out. But I don't think we're going to be giving
I'll,
out
I'll,
tokens for anybody that's ever bought a PDF.
yeah, look.
This is where it
The,
starts to get a bit silly, and I'm like, okay, we've got a lot of things to figure out here.
the purpose here is not to piss away money. The purpose here, like I'm a generous guy, but no one should fucking confuse me with Santa Claus because I'm not. I'm fat and I'm not even close to jolly. The reason I'm giving you guys tokens is not because I love you so much and I want you all to be rich. It's because you will have your money invested with the FinRev system, and if you have your money invested in the FinRev system, you're less likely to sell your tokens immediately. If you're less likely to sell your tokens immediately, the token value of Trend, which is my wealth, is more likely to go up. So if you put it in terms of like everything has to work for me, like let's be honest, like no lies between us. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to engineer a situation where the Trend token, which I won't get access to for a couple of years, but you guys get access to day one, is incentivizes you guys to hold on to it. But the only way I can incentivize you guys to hold on to it is to make the number go up. The only way I can make the number go up is to give the coins away to the people who are going to hold it. You see the dilemma. Like if I just give out random coins to everyone, then it isn't going to help my end goal or the end goal of FinRev holders. So it's got to be like I'm all the way down with giving the most generous airdrop in crypto history. Like I'm absolutely committed to that, but it has to be generous in a way that's not just pissing money away. Like it has to be generous in a way that it benefits everyone who's getting the airdrop.
Nice. So a really great question from Miles, and potentially we're reaching towards the end of the call here. It's what do I do next? Well, here's the great part. If you're already a FinRev member, go and have a nice day. Have a cup of coffee, have a sandwich, go for a walk. There is nothing to do. Okay, there is nothing to do. If you're not in FinRev yet, then you need to make a decision whether you want to come and join the party. And that's it. There's nothing else to do. It's just Scott will be on these calls again. He'll be emailing, communication will be, you know, this is happening. This is happening. It's not just talk. And as it happens, and it's happening fast, and the TGE, that was it, the token generation event, there's the time. Yeah, there's the timing of that to come. So this is happening right now. And as it happens, we will communicate with you. And I saw a question from Mike, I think it was Mike Israel, but it made me think of that fitness guy, Mike Israeli. Anyway, don't worry that you'll be forgotten. I know there's a few people out there asking, like, how will you know about me? Well, nobody will be forgotten. We have.
No child's going to get left behind here. No child's going to get left behind here.
It really is. Okay, well, that's over an hour, Scott. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or?
No, I think we're good. I think we're good here. I'll have
Nice.
some more time updates for you. I'll be doing regular calls on it. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely brilliant. Onwards and upwards. Thank you, Scott. Thanks, everybody.